Mike, welcome to Sea Talk. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Paul. Very good, and very pleased you invited me on. Thank you.
Jolly good. So, look, I know who you are, but can you share who you are and who are Southern Co-op?
Yeah, from my point of view, Mike Fitton. I've been with Southern Co-op for just under 10 years. Before that, I've done the rounds. I was in retail since I left school. Done all the usual cliche, sweeping the floors, etc., etc. Moving up from store manager, area manager, regional manager, sales director. Worked for a lot of the symbol groups in the last 22 years, so I know independents really well. Southern Co-op. I worked for Southern Co-op for 10 years, as I say. Southern Co-op's got 200 company stores based in the south of England, where we've got around 55, roughly, funeral homes, 3 crematoriums. We have 40 odd Starbucks stores. We opened another one recently, so I've forgotten the exact number that we own and operate. And we've got 52 Welcome franchise stores.
Jolly good. Well, just so you know, obviously you're a well-known figure in the industry, so that is a pleasure to have you on. I am when this goes out, it is going to be tagged as industry big hitter. So that's what it is.
You can. I'll put that. I will if I could do a screenshot of that, I'll put it alongside the Asian trader that just recently did a piece on me that called me a retail veteran.
Oh, I'm not quite so sure about that one. If you want to be there, so look, you mentioned Welcome.
Yeah,
we can see one here. What's this about then?
Well, Welcome is a I would describe it as a soft franchise.
Right.
We supply our stores with they have the access to the full Co-op product range. They have access to all the Co-op promotions. In addition to that, we support them really well. We're a local regional. We're based in the south of England. We've got 52 stores with 25 franchisees. So it's still very personal. It's everybody knows everybody. And we like it that way. That's how we do it.
So soft franchise versus symbol.
Symbol, you can buy your product. You can have the symbol brand above the store. You can still go down the cash and carry. You can buy what you want.
Yeah.
If you want to buy 10% of your business from a symbol, you can, or 10% from the cash and carry. It's down to you. With us, we're not a McDonald's, so you don't have to do everything exactly the way it is. If we stock the product in our local depot, you must order it from us.
Yeah.
And we expect the standards to be higher and more consistent across all our stores, and we will do everything we can to support those stores to achieve those. So it's an umbrella. It's a franchise umbrella, but underneath that umbrella, we absolutely encourage the retailer to look at local products, look at their local area. They need to get a local supplier in that complements their range, absolutely. But the local supplier does not mean the local cash and carry.
All right, no, I get you. So I've just shown this picture. Should we have a look inside? Is it worth having a look inside? Because there's some nice stuff going on. I'll let you sort of talk me through it. I'll pull some pictures up. Obviously,
so this was a new store opened in April this year. This was an ex-Bath store, as in the old Bath people with rubber ducks and everything. It'd been empty for quite a while. There's a Morrison's very close, but we still saw the opportunity. And the franchise here, a guy called Patel. He's a young guy, late 20s now, but he's opened 4 stores with us in the last 2.5 years. This was his fourth store. And opened in April. The kiosk you can see there, if you can just see on the corner there's a screen there. That's not a PC screen. That's not a till screen. It's a PC screen. So we've actually put in a lot of our stores now, we've put workstations on the tills.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to go out the back to do stuff. You can be doing day-to-day work, keep your eye on the shop floor, serve some customers, then pop back to the screen there rather than going out the back to do anything. With pressures on labour, wages. You've got even next year with the 1.25% extra on national insurance. All these things can save retailers just a little bit more time that goes towards making the shop better and a bit more profit. We like the contemporary look in our stores. Although it looks really good and classy, the costs are very reasonable from a shop fit point of view. You can see the fresh food there. We're very good on fresh food, Paul.
Yeah.
The bonus we've got is that not only can you have the whole of the Co-op range, you're not limited at all, except for what's in the local depot. Co-op they're always developing it, always. So it's great to have it in there. The promotions you can see there, prices for you, the big promotions that whack you as you walk in. And on the right-hand side there, you might be able to see a spinner there for vape.
Yeah, I can see it.
Which absolutely sums up what I've said. They've got all the Co-op product. It looks really good, but the vape is a local vape supplier that the retailer works with, and it complements the store really well.
Jolly good. And I like the lighting, and the flooring is quite simple, almost like a bit of an industrial look, very contemporary, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the point of that floor there is it's a jigsaw type floor, so you can put it in very quickly. You haven't got to worry about screed going off. You haven't got to worry about grout going off before you can stand on it. So it means you can get the store open quicker. So there's a method in the madness for doing that. Fresh, you can see there, quick one on fresh. I know there's a lot of milk there, but fresh, you can see a bit of fresh next door. Do you know what? We were talking the other day, how many times you talk about fresh now? People are talking about all the other things like food to go. Fresh is just done. If you open a welcome store, the fresh is there. You don't worry about it. Vegetarian, fresh meat, all of that, we do all of it for you.
Well, you mentioned food to go.
Yeah.
An interesting area, always one high up on the agenda to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah, this one would have been great. This store is this actually is a different store. This is a store near Bristol that actually Southern Co-op decided to didn't want to trade it anymore for various reasons. They've been there for a long time, but instead of just closing the store, we thought, can we do something together? So one of our franchisees, a new franchisees, come on board, taken the store over, kept the staff in the store. So that's been really good. It's been a success story everywhere. He's making a very good job of it. We refitted the store, as you can see. So you would think this was the same store as you've just seen, but it's not. It's actually a different store. And we put all the food to go in there. That's new. And it's worked really well. The only thing I would say, if I'm being a little bit cynical, would be it would be great to have a frill machine in there. But obviously we can't get frill machines at the moment.
No, they're a bit of a short supply, bless them, due to their own success, I think, partly, and everything else that we're all suffering with stock availability and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So the welcome
stores look lovely. You know what? I mean, we talked about soft franchise versus symbol. You know, what are the real benefits for a retailer then?
Yeah, we would. I mean, our team is we've just recruited more people for our team. We can keep a lot of time with the franchisee. When we open a new store, we'll have somebody there for 2 or 3 days a week. That will go on for 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 weeks, whatever we need it to do. My franchise ops managers, they know our EPOS system is ours. You can only use our EPOS system. Okay. It's the same EPOS system as in Southern Co-op stores. It works really well for independents and company stores. My franchise ops managers know that system inside out, left to right. We were doing something with a retailer the other day, and the retailer says, my margin's a bit low in that store. Our franchise ops manager was in there, and at least one of my franchise ops managers, well, all of them have been store managers, all of them. They're not graduates from somewhere. They're not. They've come in. They're store managers. He came in. He's also got his own business. His wife's got a restaurant, so he knows independently. He knows all about the accounts. He was talking to this retailer, and the franchisee said, "My margin's a bit low." He looked into the tills, looked into everything, showed him, "Look, you've got 150 things going through here that are very low. Why are they going through low?" And it highlights, and the franchisee is now looking at it. It looks like he's got somebody who's trying to skim money off the tills.
Yeah,
which can happen to any EPOS system. Don't matter what system you got. Anybody can do it. Somebody can find a way. That's the retail. That's the franchise ops manager. That's what they do. They know the system. They know the retail. They know how to get the relationships going, and they do not leave that store until they've added value.
Well, that's good stuff. And you mentioned just previously when we were chatting about HFSS and a store refit.
Yeah, we have already briefed our franchisees on HFSS. We have Teams meetings with them. It used to be physical meetings up till last year. We've gone on to Teams, which has been great because some of the retailers that we struggle because they're further away have been able to participate. We've briefed them on HFSS. All of our franchise stores will have new store plans done for them, full store plans to show them where things need to go to comply. And we've got a new store that had a fire recently. Unfortunately, it's a forecourt store. We're doing a new layout for that store now, brand new layout for that store. We're working on it now to open February, March, April next year. We're already planning it, Paul, to be HFSS compliant. Now it's over 2,000 square foot. There's going to be a lot of food to go, so we've got to put food to go somewhere differently. But also, how do we make it more attractive? How do we make it more impactful to the customer so they can see what's not there anymore, what's over there, but actually something attracts them to it? Yeah. So we're already doing all that stuff with the retailers now. How many retailers know that in October the the VAT on food to go is going to 12.5%.
I'm going to say some in a very generous way.
We have told our franchisees now it's not easy to get 12.5% when everything is 0, 5, and 20%.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best at the moment. But we briefed our we sent a communication out to our franchisees weeks ago saying 12.5% is coming up. So it's 1st of October. If you haven't got 12.5% in your hot food, then you're going to be missing out. And then obviously electronic shelf-edge labels, things like that. We've got it in a number of Southern Court stores on trial. We're trialing it in the Southern Court first. They've got the resources to really go through it. We'll see how it works. Once they've found out all the bugs, we're going to then put it into some of our franchise stores.
Just get tried and tested before some of these things hit the franchise.
Absolutely. Natasha's Law's coming out very soon. Again, we've had a briefing with the franchisees. We try and pick these things up. Sometimes we miss things, but our franchisees remind us. And then we say, that's good. We need to get that. So we will then brief them. The amount of retailers have been to a few conferences recently, Paul, that have just started up again, as you have yourself.
Yeah.
And I've talked to retailers who are not welcome franchisees. Oh, I didn't know about that. Or what does that actually mean? What does it mean? We're trying to be proactive. We're always trying to be proactive. Let people know so they can make the choices, then get themselves ready, and actually give them the negatives as well as the positives, because sometimes there is some negatives. You just can't get around it. So we like to think we're briefing them all the time. We never leave them alone. And the feedback we get from our franchisees gives us that all the time. That we.
I mean, it sounds good. The stores look amazing. The standards of welcome and throughout Southern Co-op, because I've lived down that way for a long time. I know the stores well. Are incredibly high. So it leaves me with, probably a final question, which is, if I wanted to take on a franchise, how would I get involved? What do I do? What's the process?
It's very simple. If anybody hasn't got my mobile number, they can get that quite simply. But if you want to go online, the easiest thing, search for Southern Co-op franchise. Make sure you search for Southern Co-op franchise. That will come up with the Southern Co-op website, and then you'll see the franchise side on there. There's a form on there with all the details. Just fill that form in. It'll come through to me, or ring the phone number on there, and you can get involved. Once you get involved, we'll come and talk to you. We'll hold your hand all the way through. But I do say to everybody I meet, one of the things I don't do, I'm not a double glazing salesman. I'll come and talk to you. I'll put the facts to you. You think about it. If you're interested, come back to me. You will not be getting phone calls from me every 10 minutes like I used to get years ago.
Right. Yeah, good man. All right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll put a direct link. Straight when this goes out, there'll be a link. So one button press and come straight through to that form. So cut any complication out of that.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that.
Mike, it goes very quick. I told you it would. Thank you. Just want to say thanks for coming on and sharing your story. It's lovely to hear from industry big hitter, as always. Not veteran, because nobody wants to admit that.
No, I just wonder about the big as well. I don't know if you're talking about other things that the lockdown has done, but I'll assume you're not. We'll
leave that one. Glass houses and all that.
Excellent.
Good, Mike. Good speaking to you, buddy.
Thank you, Paul. Take care. Thanks again for the opportunity.
Absolute pleasure.